Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Carshénah with versefilmsproductions, and if you're brand new to the channel, thank you so much and welcome. If you're old, thank you so very much for returning back. We've got some new horror picks for you this week, so let's go ahead and get started. Thanks for joining in on our Screamtober all month long. A frightened, withdrawn Philadelphia boy who communicates with spirits seeks the help of a disheartened child psychologist. Rated PG-13 with a runtime of 1 hour and 47 minutes, this 1999 iconic suspense horror thriller is what made M. Night Shyamalan's career. No longer would he be unknown in the world of great directors. This film is our #1 M. Night film to end our M. Night horror week. Yes, we're talking about The Sixth Sense. Stars Bruce Willis, Haley Joel Osment, Toni Collette, Olivia Williams, Trevor Morgan, Donnie Wahlberg, and much more. Nominated for 6 Academy Awards in the categories of Best Film, Best Director, Best Supporting Actress for Toni Collette, Best Supporting Actor for Haley Joel Osment, Best Writer, Screenplay, and Best Editing. It did win a Saturn Award for Best Horror Film and Best Performance for a Young Actor or Actress, and others that followed, including the People's Choice Award in the USA in 2000.
Do you know why you're afraid when you're alone?
That's 37 wins and 56 nominations. Yeah, that's not bad at all. I don't think I can add anything that hasn't already been said about The Sixth Sense, but just in case someone hasn't already seen this or have spoiled the ending for you, never fear. It's still very much worth watching. The cool twist is, of course, the main punch of this film, but it's the kind of film you have to watch twice, one for the story and one for the poetry. M. Night Shyamalan is one of the few directors who deserves the hype and popularity he gets. Everything is meticulously planned, every camera movement, every shadow, every color, and every editing cut, almost to the point of obsessive mania. In the DVD extras, he and his crew explain why they did everything the way they did. For example, they do a lot of long takes because their philosophy was that rapid cuts tend to disrupt the viewer's thought process. So instead of showing a dialogue between two people in a volley of close-up cuts, the scene is done with one camera filming from the side, slowly, almost hypnotically moving between both of them as it gets closer over the course of perhaps 2 minutes. When I first saw this film when it came out, I knew nothing about it other than that it was the relationship between a psychiatrist played by Bruce Willis and a child with some sort of psychic power. I didn't even know what that psychic power was, and an early scene led me to think it was telepathy. In short, I had no idea what the movie's subject was all about until the middle of the film, so I was completely adrift as to solving the movie's mystery. Hitchcock went to great lengths to keep the ending to Psycho from leaking out. Many people who watch that film today figure the twist out, probably because it has been imitated in countless thrillers since then, but the film is still a classic that holds up well today. Surprise endings are ultimately just clever contrivances, extra layerings on the cake. They do not constitute the difference between a good movie and a bad movie. A movie must work on its own terms before springing a surprise. What makes The Sixth Sense impressive is that it never cheats by suggesting that earlier scenes were imaginary. Everything we see is real and only our assumptions fool us. If, however, you weren't fooled, all the better. Just because you figure out the magician's trick does not mean it was a bad trick. Consider what appears to be happening in the film. Willis plays a psychiatrist who has received accolades for helping children with problems. We see a romantic evening with him and his wife at home. Then he gets into an ugly, violent confrontation with a former patient. Willis believes he has failed and he wants to make amends by helping a new child, which was Haley Joel Osment, who appears to be having the same problems and perhaps the same abilities that his former patient once displayed. But just as he thinks he's making progress with Osment, his marriage seems to be falling apart, his wife isn't talking to him, and is beginning to see another man. In a key scene, Willis asks Osment what he wants most, and Osment answers, "I don't want to be scared anymore."
Suffering from visual hallucinations.
It is not always clear that Osment is really facing a mortal threat, but because the movie establishes that he is undergoing a scary experience, by the time the movie reveals what it is that is frightening him, we have our emotions invested in the character, and the terror is very real to us. This is a step that most horror films neglect, the recognition that the most powerful fear may be the fear of fear itself. Like all good horror films, The Sixth Sense allows the suspense to build and does not rely on either excessive violence or cheap scares.
They get mad. It gets cold.
The ending adds an additional level of intrigue, but it is not necessary to one's enjoyment during the first viewing. Still,
Praying? I must not be praying right.
if you have not seen the film by now and remain woefully ignorant of the surprise lurking in its plot,
You, got anything a little plainer?
Plainer.
I urge you, before someone ruins it for you, go and watch the movie. Taglines for the movie, starting with the most quoted of all time: I see dead people. 1 sight, 2 sound, 3 smell, 4 taste, 5 touch, 6 the sixth sense. Not every gift is a blessing. Do you believe now? Those were the most quoted taglines during the run of this show. Here are 7 fun facts and trivia. Reportedly, Haley Joel Osment got the role of Cole Sear for one of 3 reasons. First, he was best for it. Second, he was the only boy at auditions who wore a tie. Third, director M. Night Shyamalan was surprised when he asked Osment if he read his part. Osment replied, "I read it 3 times last night." Shyamalan was impressed, saying, "Wow, you read your part 3 times?" To which Osment replied, "No, I read the script 3 times."
What these ghosts want when they talk to you.
Toni Collette has said that she was so moved by the emotional response to the story while filming, she did not even realize it was a horror film until after its release. The movie was rented by 80 million people in 2000, making it the year's top-rated VHS and DVD title. A lot of the members of M. Night Shyamalan's family are doctors. This is the reason why he cameos as a doctor as a tribute to his family. On the Vista series DVD, if the main menu is left idle long enough, a discordant note will play as a ghost walks past the breakfast table on the screen. The Latin phrase Cole speaks in the church when he first meets Malcolm, "De profundis clamo ad te Domine," translates to, "Out of the depths I cry to you, O Lord." These are the first few words of Psalm 130 in the Book of Psalms. "Out of the depths have I cried unto thee, O Lord," is the King James Version. The movie opened on Shyamalan's birthday with great news, as The Sixth Sense was the second highest grossing film of 1999 behind Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, taking about $293 million in the US and $379 million in other markets. So there you go. Our number 1 movie for M. Night Horror Week is The Sixth Sense. I hope you can enjoy watching this film during Halloween.
I want to tell you my secret now.